Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I will try to do the review of Mufti Abu Layth on his position with regards to the discussion which he had with the Quran only Muslim Muhammad from God. It has already taken place, so this will be a second video about on that topic. And on that video, Mufti Abu Layth has said that Muhammad from God has a very Khawarij mindset because he does not respect Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And I think that Mufti Abu Layth has a valid point over here, because when Mufti Abu Layth was quoting Quran to him, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ, he was not listening to what he is saying, what the Mufti is saying. And Quran is very explicit that Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a mercy for humankind, and we are obliged to love and respect him. We cannot say that that Quran is important but Rasul is not important. No, this is actually against a Quranic position. But at the same time, I will say that though the honor of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is more than our own parents, but we should not exalt him sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the level of God, which many Muslims have actually done. So this part, so half part I agree with Mufti Abu Layth, and half part I agree with Muhammad from God. And that the personality of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is important in Quran, and I would like to say he is the only source of deen which is available to us, because Quran is not revealed to me, Quran is not revealed to this ummah, Quran is revealed to Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we have to give him this status that he is the Rasul of Rasulullah. He is the most important human being in the life of any Muslim. Fine. So we have to give this status to Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There is no doubt about it, even according to the Quran. Fine. Now the question whether he is the best of creation or not, I think we should not get into these debates whether Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the best creation or not. Why? Because Quran said that la nafarriqu baina ahadim min rasuli, that we do not discriminate or differentiate between the Rasul. So it is not our domain to decide whether Muhammad Rasulullah is better than other prophets or not. No, we don't do that. Anybody who claims to do that has to answer himself about, have to answer before Allah. We don't want to fall into that domain. What we say that we love our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam more than our parents. Whether he is better than other Rasul or not, I would not get into this, because this is a very dangerous position to have. Fine. So I would not get to all these kinds of things which does not actually concern me. Now coming to the other part, which is most important, that the method of prayer. I don't know why Muslims in general is very much obsessed about the method of prayer, because even I see that Mufti Abu Layth, though he is a very intellectual and very rational person, but in this interview I find him behaving more like the other Molvis which he himself has criticized. Fine, but he was actually, I think this video he is actually representing, because the evidence which he is giving, I think that Quran only Muslims have already answered that. For example, and I agree that here Muhammad from God, I don't agree with his position, but having said that, his position is not at all stupid, as Mufti Sahab tried to show. His position is actually not stupid. His position actually makes sense, even though I do not agree with his position. I follow Quran and Sunnah, so I pray like how other Muslims pray. But even his position, I do not find anything wrong in it. The reason why I am saying that, Quran says that we have given rituals to each and every community. Now if you look other people who are not Muslims, do they not pray to God? So what is the method they pray? Have you ever seen a Christian praying to God? they never focus on the method of prayer. And I'm saying this as a Muslim, even though I pray like the other Muslims. I would say that if method of prayer is important, why is it not mentioned in the Quran? If it is so important to you, for me the method is not as much important, but the prayer itself is important. And point number 2, dua. Why namaz is like dua? Salah comes from the root word sila, which means connection to God. So it is a synonymous to, you can say it is synonymous to the word dua. So how do we make dua to Allah? We make it in our own language, we make it wherever we are, however we want. I agree that salah is a ritual prayer mentioned in the Quran. I would not say that salah is something else. It means establishing the law or being honest. I would not say this kind of bullshit, which other Quranists actually believe, that there are no ritual prayers in Quran. No, I do not believe this bullshit. But even dua is a ritual. If you see, even dua is a ritual. It's a kind of ritual which actually does not have any set particular method. Fine, if you want to make dua, I can make dua right now. I agree that the rules are relaxed in dua. I don't need to be in wudu as compared to salah, in which I need to be in wudu. I need, but whatever is required in salah, I think it is mentioned in Quran. For example, ruku, sujud and qiyam. This is something which is required in salah, so it is mentioned in Quran. Even though in a correcting manner it is mentioned. For example, wuzu. Wuzu is necessary for prayer, so it is mentioned in Quran. Tayammum, if you cannot find water or this is difficult, it is mentioned in what in the Quran. Mufti Abu Layth says that why do you recite Surah Al-Fatiha? Because it is but obvious. Anyone who is even not a Muslim, if he opens the Quran, the first chapter is the Surah Fatiha, and anyone who reads the Surah Fatiha actually understands that the other Quran, the other part after Surah Fatiha, is just a reply to Surah Fatiha. So it is but obvious. Some things are very obvious in nature. So structurally, praying is important, but the way we are praying is not important. And you are asking this to a Quran only Muslim, but have you seen the other Muslims who actually believes in all the structure which you have mentioned? They are the people who fight the most about the method of the prayer. So even though they believe in Sunnah, they believe in Hadith, but they themselves fight among themselves. Why? If the method of prayer is so important, then why are the Sunnis fighting over the method of prayer? Why they fight over Rafadan, Amin bil Zahar, whether Sadl or Qabz of the hands? Why they are fighting all over it? It is because of the Hadith. So even your solution, it does not give you a solution. And he gives a very good reply that prayer is a connection to God. If you form the basic of prayer, for example, if you are standing, if you are bowing, and if you are prostrating to God, that's enough. I do not agree with him, but I do not find his argument as stupid, because everyone except the Muslims prays like this. If any prayer is what? Remembrance of God. And even other places in the Quran is very explicit that if you cannot stand, bow or do sujud, you can pray by walking and sitting. Rajalu wa rukbana. That's the position of Ghamdi Sahib actually. That if you cannot find a place to do ruku, sujud or qiyam, then you can pray. You can walk and pray. So my question to Mufti Abu Layth Sahib is that if method of prayer is so important, why is it not mentioned in the Quran? Fine. And there were other things which yes, I agree to some extent, like for example many things, for example, when the Quran says, why I am not a Quran only Muslim, is that when the Quran says in the creation of heaven and earth, in the alternation of day and night, are the signs of those people who reflect. So Quran is actually pointing outside the Quran to reflect. Similarly, Hadith go outside of the Quran is a big treasure for Muslim as far as the history of Quran and Sunnah is concerned. And even the Ilmul Nabi, as Ghamdi Sahab has coined, is mentioned uh, in the hadith. So we cannot discard hadith wholesale. What we need to do, we need to understand hadith according to the Quran. It is as simple as that. Just like we need to understand anything which matches the Quran, we understand it. Anything which contradicts the Quran, we reject it. Same applies to hadith. So why can't we follow this position? And even Ghamdi Sahab said that there is only one book of Islam, and that is Quran. Others are just Muslim books. These are not books of Islam. These are books written by Muslims. So you cannot claim, you cannot write the book with your own hand and then say it is from Allah. So you cannot write the book on with your own hand and then you will say this is the sources of the Muslim. This is the source of Islam. No, the source of Islam is only Quran and Sunnah. And why it is source of Islam? Because it is given none other than Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Quran is revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam practice the deen, which we call as Sunnah. This practical religion, we just give it a. It is just a matter of nomenclature. Otherwise, we agree with the Quran only Muslims, and there are many Quran only Muslims who says that, and even Ghamdi Sahab says that the word salah, the reason why people the reason why Quran does not give method of salah, because people were already doing salah. Fine, salah is not something which is new, and salah or any other religious deed is transmitted through the masses. That's how any deed is passed. That's how any amal is passed. Driving, riding horses. Quran says to prepare your horses, but do not mention the method of preparing your horses, because everyone knows how to prepare horses. Quran uses the word use your sword. So Quran does not give you the method of how to use a sword, but everyone knows how to use a sword. So this is something which is mass transmitted, and many Quran only Muslims have this point of view that you can take the prayer from the place of Ibrahim. So this is not something which is for which you need hadith. Hadith is what I can say that it is a historical record of Islam or the Muslims. But hadith is not an Islamic source, an independent Islamic source to say.